Good morning, everyone. So, in previous lecture, we were talking about IT Act's objective and scope and non-applicability of IT Act. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the regulatory and judiciary authority under ITI Act and kind of offenses in Information Technology Act. So, if we talk about the regulatory and judiciary authorities, we will see in a diagram that the regulatory structure consists of assistant controllers, deputy controllers, and the controller of certifying authority. See, a digital signature is provided by certifying authority, and the certifying authority can controlled by controllers of certifying authority. So certifying authority controllers of certifying authority can depute deputy controllers and assistant controllers. So any information uh, can be seek by certifying authority or deputy controllers and assistant controllers, because deputy controllers and assistant controllers are responsible for uh, certifying uh, authorities controllers. So any duty assigned by controller of certifying authority to deputy controllers and assistant controllers can be followed by deputy controllers and assistant controllers, and the controller of certifying authorities comes under government of India. So IT Act, the main authority is central government, and state government is just concerned with the regulatory frameworks and follow the authorities and responsibilities given by central government. So direct under central government, controllers of certifying authority are appointed, and certifying authority, depending upon the situations and the cases in particular area, can appoint a number of deputy controllers and assistant controllers to facilitate the public. So this is all about regulatory structure or regulation authority. Now we will talking about judicial structure or judicial authorities. So see, as the controller here is the primary authority when it comes to any offense or any crime under IT Act. So controller is the first authority. So and any person who is seeking remedy from controller, if he or she is not satisfied with the solution provided, he can move on to the cyber regulation appellate tribunal. So the cyber regulation appellate tribunal has equal rights as the civil courts. So under RTI Act, one cannot go directly to the civil court, because civil court is not the right place to consider IT Act this related cases. So there is a parallel authority. It is a quasi-judicial authority, which is known as Cyber Regulation Appellate Tribunal. So if a person is not satisfied with the remedies or with the answer provided by the controller, he can appeal to Cyber Regulation Appellate Tribunal, and the Cyber Regulation Appellate Tribunal can provide the solution of the question. And if the person is further not satisfied with the judgment of Cyber Regulation Appellate Tribunal, he can move on to High Court and then the Supreme Court. So this is a structure of judicial authorities under IT Act. Now we move on to the civil and criminal offenses under IT Act. So in civil offenses, uh, unauthorized copying, extracting, and downloading any data or database. That means if a person is copying or downloading any document, any file, any data from an unauthorized in an unauthorized way, it comes under civil offense. Unauthorized access to computer system and computer network. If you barge into any computer network unauthorized in unauthorized way, it comes under civil offense. Or you introduce any virus to any computer system, it is also amount to civil offense under IT Act. Uh, One cannot damage computer system or computer network. Uh, Even if you disrupt any computer system or computer network, it also amount to civil offense. If a authorized person want to access your computer system, and if you are denying to access that computer system, it also comes under civil offense. Provide, if you are not directly access to another's person computer, but you provide assistance to some person to unauthorizedly access to another's person computer, it is also comes under civil offense. Charging for the service availed by a person on account of another person by tampering and manipulating others computer. That means you are providing a service to a person for accessing some others person computer or manipulating some data in for unauthorized in unauthorized way, it also comes under civil offenses. So these are the cases which comes under civil offenses. And one more case is there, that IT Act provides penalty for the failure to furnish information to the controller of certifying authority. If controller of certifying authority seeks any information from you and you do not furnish such information, then it also amount as civil offense under IT Act. Now we move on to criminal offenses. It includes tampering with computer source document. That means you are forging any computer related document, you are manipulating it. Hacking with computer system, you are hacking any others person personal account, email account, or banking IDs and passwords. So it comes under criminal offense. Electronic forgery, if you affix a false digital signature or make any false electronic document or record, it comes under electronic forgery. If you do electronic forgery for the purpose of cheating someone, it also comes under criminal offense. uh, if you use any forged electronic data for any purpose, it is a criminal offense. That means it's a kind of fraud online. So a publication of digital signature certificate for fraudulent purpose, if you are using your digital signature for committing any fraud, it comes under criminal offense. Unauthorized access to protected system, any system which is protected and you are not authorized person to access that computer system, and you try to access such kind of system, is comes under a criminal offense. Publication of information which is obscene in electronic form, which is prohibited in electronic form, and you are publishing such kind of information. Misrepresentation or suppression of material fact obtaining digital signature certificate, if you misrepresent any digital signature certificate and you are suppressing or hiding any information or any fact uh, by which you could not get the digital signature certificate, and you falsely represent such kind of information, so it also comes under criminal offense. Breach of confidentiality and privacy, if you do breach of confidentiality and privacy of any person or any company, it comes under criminal offense. Publishing false digital signature certificate, that means you are publishing a digital signature certificate which is not true or which is forged, it is also comes under criminal offenses. Even it includes the cyber terrorism. It is also a criminal offense under IT Act. So these are the civil and criminal offenses under RT Act. Thank you.